Hey, Alexandra, I've got your work. Actually, what I downloaded the PDF, and I would rather look at that. All right, so here's what we have. We've got these different pages, and one, two, three, four, a couple of blanks. So what I want to do is I just want to get this to the point where we can look at it one page at a time. Okay, so we have your logo, and I see that you've transitioned from your logo to the presentation itself, and that's good. I think that one of the inherent problems of working on it, trying to jump back into a project like this, is that you're not springboarding. You're not building off the scaffolding that you build each week. Um, it, so, in other words, you're not building a foundation in week one and then adding to that on week two and building on top of that in week three. And I understand that that's the way it has to be for whatever extenuating circumstances. So I want to make a couple of points here because at this point in the class, I'm really concerned that you learn. All right. And learning the following is just as important as the design work. So here's what we have. All right. At the beginning of the process here, we looked at this class and we said, we're going to look at this class and we're going to look at it differently, though. This is a new way to look at design, sign, and symbol. Right? So we're going to start looking at semiotics and the meaning behind design, and we're going to start really developing this conceptual meaning as the backbone of our presentation. So that's kind of asking you to think a little bit differently up to this point in your design career or your student design career, because thus far you've probably been asked to do exactly this: design these pieces, make them look like they belong together, and make them look good, use good typography and good elements and principles. Okay, and that's wonderful. I asked you to go a step further, and this is where the rubber has to meet the road. I asked you to think about this. The design is a good thing, yes, but I want you to give your viewer an intangible for which they can take away, a feeling behind your work. I think the best way to show that example is this, and let me see, how am I gonna do this? Let's go. I think it would be Calgary. Calgary Olympic graphics. I'm just going to do an image search here. And we can see these graphics right here, this package right here. This was some of the most memorable Olympic graphics ever. This whole Vancouver 2010. Gorgeous. That's not part of it. I'm going to be careful here because that's not part of it either. But that and that are part of it. And let's look at some more pieces. There you go. Here's some wonderful examples. These are all part of that Olympics. So notice all the stuff in the background. That's the intangible stuff. That's the stuff we're after. We're after this feel, not necessarily this look. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. So, and you can see it. I mean, as we go through these presentations, I mean, look at the consistency, not only in the way they look, but in the way they feel. Using the cool colors and that kind of wispy, organic curve, organic curves, this organic structure as opposed, or this organic development as opposed to the structural development, using these cool colors, emulating the winds and the mountains and the terrain of Vancouver. It's gorgeous. Well, that's kind of where I want you to be. I don't want you to look at this as a design project where I go, okay, here's my logo, then I'm going to apply my logo to my ticket, then I'm going to apply my logo to the back of my ticket, then I'm going to put my bobsled on a patch. And you see what I'm saying? And this is where, like, when you're talking about like merchandising and identification, I mean, we're just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you're not on the wrong track whatsoever. I'm just looking for more of a really solid conceptual way to glue this whole thing together, okay, as opposed to presenting these separate pieces. All right. And again, I hope I'm making sense. And I think that a really good way to back this up is just to go and look through those Vancouver graphics and see how you could use some of your element here in some of these different areas, some of your different design elements to maybe build on the concept, you know? Who's to say you can't design, you know, the graphics on the inside of the hockey rink, for instance? Um, numerous of all of the signage and the banners on the roads and all of the banners on the ski tracks and all of, you know, and the ice skating rinks and all the interior graphics and all of that stuff fits together into this nice package, as opposed to going, here's my logo on my ticket, here's the back of my logo on my ticket. Do you see what I'm saying? So that was a cool idea, by the way. So and then, you know, I really got to see those pictograms. These aren't pictograms. What a pictogram is it's a basically a caricature, very 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 primitive caricature of a subject doing a sport. So if you just look up Olympic pictograms, you'll come up with hundreds of them. I mean, you have to come up with your own set. So, all right, hope this makes sense. If I can clarify anything, you know where I'm at. Okay, thanks. Good job.